Now here the question is, this integral from pi by 2 minus alpha to pi by 2 sine theta cos inverse cos alpha cosec theta d theta, it is pi by 2 1 minus, and here since the variable of integration is theta, it should be parameter which is alpha. So it should be pi by 2 into 1 minus cos alpha. Now here we have alpha in the limits. We also have alpha as a parameter in the function. So here we have to use Leibniz integral formula in the general form. So we write f alpha and LB equal to pi by 2 minus alpha to pi by 2, and then sine theta cos inverse cos alpha cosec theta d theta. We'll differentiate this function with respect to alpha. Now this first part is, we write this integral from pi by 2 minus alpha to pi by 2, and here we'll partially differentiate this function with respect to alpha. So it'll be sine theta and then minus 1 upon under root of 1 minus cos square alpha into cosec square theta into, now cosec theta as it is, and derivative of cos alpha will be minus sine alpha into d theta. Now sine theta into cosec theta, it is 1, and then plus, I will put upper limit. So here it will be sine pi by 2 cos inverse cos alpha into cosec pi by 2 into derivative of upper limit, and derivative of upper limit is 0 since this upper limit is constant, and then minus sine pi by 2 minus alpha cos inverse cos alpha and cosec pi by 2 minus alpha into derivative of lower limit, and derivative of lower limit will be simply minus 1. So now we can write this f dash alpha as this integral from pi by 2 minus alpha to pi by 2 sine alpha d theta upon under root of 1 minus cos square alpha into cosec square theta, and then this one is 0, and here will be sine pi by 2 minus alpha is cos alpha, minus and minus is plus, so it will be plus cos alpha, and then cos alpha into secant alpha, it is 1, and cos inverse 1 is 0. So this is also 0. So from here we can write f dash alpha is this integral from pi by 2 minus alpha to pi by 2 sine alpha d theta, and we'll change this cosec square theta as 1 upon sine square theta. So it will be under root of sine square theta minus cos square alpha, and in the numerator we'll have sine theta. Now we change sine square theta as 1 minus cos square theta, and cos square alpha is 1 minus sine square alpha. So we can change this integral as f dash alpha equals this integral from pi by 2 minus alpha to pi by 2. We'll take sine alpha and then sine theta d theta, and here it will be under root of sine square alpha minus cos square theta. Now what we'll do is we'll let cos theta as t. Now we take cos theta as t, minus sine theta d theta will be dt. So we can write f dash alpha as sine alpha into minus dt upon under root of sine square alpha minus t square, and then lower limit, if we put theta as pi by 2 minus alpha, it will be simply sine alpha, and then cos 90 is 0. So we'll get these limits, and then we can write f dash alpha is this integral from 0 to sine alpha dt upon under root of sine square alpha minus t square. Now here sine alpha is constant and 1 upon under root a square minus x square is sine inverse x upon a. So it will be sine inverse t upon sine alpha from 0 to sine alpha. So we'll write f dash alpha is sine alpha, and here it will be sine inverse 1 minus sine inverse 0, and sine inverse 1 is pi by 2. So we'll write f dash alpha is pi by 2 sine alpha. Now we'll integrate this function with respect to alpha. We'll get f alpha and it'll be pi by 2 into minus cos alpha plus c. Now we'll also need to find initial condition, and the initial condition is when alpha is 0, we have both the limits same. In that case, value of f alpha will also be 0. So we'll put the value of alpha as 0, then f alpha is 0, and it'll be minus pi by 2, and cos 0 is 1 plus c. So value of c is simply pi by 2. That means value of this integral, which is f alpha, will be pi by 2 into 1 minus cos alpha, and this is what we need to prove. Pi by 2 into 1 minus cos alpha.